I'm Kendra, and it is Vlogtober. So this is part of my series 31 Projects in 31 Days, where I will complete 31 different projects in various crafty areas, I guess, in the next 31 days. So if you want to see them all, go ahead and subscribe down below so you can get them in your feed every day, or check out the playlist on my channel that will have all of my projects from the series 31 Projects in 31 Days. They'll be added, you know, as they come up throughout the month. So today, excuse the bug sounds, apparently I came outside and the bugs started. So today's project is kind of a quickie, because sometimes you just need that happy little crafty endorphin rush and you need it quick. So what I am doing is making some cozies for mason jars. So I have this big one, which is a quart size. I also have a pint jar and a half-pint jar. I'm going to make cozies for them out of this orange peaches and cream and this like sage green, light green. I don't remember exactly what color it is because these two yarns came out of my stash. Every project I do this month is going to have its base and inspiration in something I have in stash. Might mean I have to buy a few bits and bobs along the way to finish out a project, but the main point is to use things that I have as the base. So I am going to make up a pattern basically, and I will share it with you to easily cover these jars. Now the cozies I'm going to make could be used just generally for, you know, drinking and for absorbing that condensation that forms on the outside of jars. I've made lots of these and I love them for that purpose. They work especially well if you're having like smoothies or things of that nature that kind of melt along the way and leave lots of condensation, especially on a humid day. But my main purpose this time is to cozy these so I can use them as vases as part of an upcoming centerpiece. So I will check back in with you when I get through step one. So we are at the end of the evening and I have finished my jar cozies. Let me give you a quick little glance at them. So this is what they look like, along with my cat. So I ended up, the great thing about this project is that your gauge does not matter. I used the hook that I was most comfortable with for this particular yarn, which turned out to be an eye hook. And I just made up the patterns as I went along. What I did is a circle on the bottom with 6 single crochets into a magic circle. The bottom of all 3 is the same. And then I just did increases until I got to 42 stitches with the quart jar, 30 with the pint, and 24 with the half pint. And then I did a round of stitching in the back loop only. And I used different stitch patterns for each one of the jars to give them some variety. So with the quart jar, which I did first, it is double crochet. So I did 1 round of single crochet, and then I just did double crochet the way up till I was 1 row from where I wanted to end, and then I did a series of like eyelets using double crochet chain 1s and skipping a stitch, 1 around, and then back I flipped and started working backwards and did a round of single crochet around the top to finish it off. And I made this little tie, which kind of looks like a stem, and this I did by chaining 61, and on the quart jar, my cat apparently approves of the project. On the quart jar, I put single crochets into those chains. On the pint jar, what I did is after I did my initial increasing circle and then round in the back loop, I used half double crochet. And I did it in the back loop only, and I just worked in continuous rounds all the way up, and so I worked in the back loop is why we get this little, like, ridge you see here. So I did that all the way up until I was 1 round less than I wanted to be, and I did eyelets in the same fashion as I did on this one, except I used single crochet chain 1s, and then I turned it and did a round of single crochet. And then if you can see, the tie on this one is a little smaller because I chained 61 again, but I slip stitched across, so it made a thinner stem. Then I used what I had left of the orange yarn to do this half pint, and I did my increase circle on the bottom, and then I switched to double crochet and I did 1 round of double crochet in the back loop only, and then I did double crochet chain 1, double crochet chain 1, all the way around in a continuous loop until I got to the end of my orange yarn. Then I switched over to the green yarn and did 1 round of single crochet in the direction I was traveling. Then I turned the other way and did a round of single crochet. So that made kind of my stem for that. So that's what these 3 look like together. Excuse the mess on my table. This is real life. I did this evening. So this is what it looks like. I used the whole skein of the peaches and cream and the orange, which I'm not completely sure whether it was full or not. I'm fairly certain it looked like I hadn't started the skein yet. And then I used a little bit of this green, but there's still a good hunk left. And if you keep an eye on the series, you will see what I do with these. I'm not exactly sure whether they're going to turn into flower vases or candle holders, but they will become part of an arrangement later in the series. So I will see you all later for more 31 projects in 31 days. Bye!